All right, it is Wednesday. I had to think about what day it was. It is Wednesday, so good afternoon. Actually, it's a little after 2 o'clock, 2:30, probably 3 by the time this reaches you. Anyway, we are on MD4 teaching set number 3, and today it's going to be a really quick video. The plots are given and choices. There's 4 choices for you to choose from. So we just have to decide which of these sets of fractions matches what we have on our number line. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'll get a little bit closer here so you can see. Okay. So Brecca created a line plot to record the distances she ran in 2 minutes. Which data set matches Brecca's line plot results? So we have one here. Actually, this is going to give us a pretty good, and it looks like they're not in order. So we're going to do some crossing off. So this is a 7, but we also have to look at what the whole is broken up into. So let's take a look at that. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tenths. Okay, we're looking at tenths. But remember, we can have equivalent fractions. So tens, if I look at, let's just go ahead and look at our options first. So we have 8 and 5 tenths. So we go to our 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so right there, right off the bat, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no 8 and 5 tenths, so we're going to cross off 8. How about 8 and 6 tenths? So let's go to 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths. Okay, there's 1 there. Cross that off, cross that dot off. 14 divided by 2, and I say that because I know 14 is an even number and the 2 is the denominator. So I'm going to say 14 divided by 2 is 7. So we do have 1 on 7. Here we have 76 tenths. Okay, so like yesterday, because I know this is 7 as a whole number, but in each whole number, in each whole, there are 10 sections, which means I can multiply each whole by 10, which will give me a numerator on the top. So 7 times 10 is 70. And then let's count over. So 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. So there is 1 there, and cross that off. Okay, and then I'm going to go 8 and 2 tenths. So 8 and 1, 2. There's nothing above the 2 tenths. So B is not correct. 8 and 6 tenths. That was one we just said yes. That one's correct. 14 halves. 14 divided by 2 is 7. We said yes. That one's on there. So I'm going to actually go back up and erase. I crossed off those marks at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and erase those again and start fresh. So our 8 and 6 tenths was over here. So 8 and 6 tenths. Our 14 divided by 2 was here. And now we have an 86 tenths. So again, 8, I'm going to go to my 8 and multiply it by 10 for 80. 80. And this says 86. So 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. Yep, there's another one. Cross that off. 8 and 7 tenths. 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Yep. 7 and 3 fifths. So fifths, how can I make fifths into tenths? Okay, so I have my 3 fifths over here equals something tenths. So 5 times what equals 10? 5 times 2, right? What you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. so times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So if we go back over here, 7 and 6/10 is equal to 7 and 3/5. So we're looking for 7 and 6/10. 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/10. Yes. 76/10. So 7 times 10 is 70. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. So yep. 8 and 1/10. 8 and 1/10. Now, this one is looking like it's the right answer. Let's see, our last one. 7 and 3/10. 7 and 1, 2, 3/10. Yep, and it looks like I've crossed off all my dots, gone through all my numbers, so C is the correct answer. Let's go down to problem 2 here, which it doesn't have a 2 next to it, but it's 2. So we have Quinn created a line plot to record the amount of sugar in different drinks. Which data set matches Quinn's line plot results? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through these and look at how many parts to the whole for our denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're looking at eighths. So 7/8, we're going to start here and count up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Already we know it's not A. 8/8, remember 8, if the numerator and denominator equal each other like this, it's 1. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. So we do have a 1. 1 and 2/8. So here's a 1 and 1/2/8. So yes. 1 and a half. 1 and a half. Yes. 1 and 6/8. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/8. Uh-oh. Nope. Okay, so we know that's not true. Not true. So I'm going to erase these and start over on C. Okay, so C, we have 8/8, which we said that was a 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 and 4/8. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4/8. Okay, so 1 and a half is equivalent to 1 and 4/8. Where did we go? Right here. 1 and 4/8. Because you can look at that and say, oh, yep, 4 is half of 8. So I could write this as 1 and a half. So 1 and 7/8. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8. Yep. 1 and 7/8. 4/4. So 4/4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So there is another 1 up there. So yes. 16/8. 16/8. You could count all the way to 16, but I also know that 8 is a factor of 16. So if I said 16 divided by 8, that would give me 2. 16/8 equals 2. So that's a 2. 4/2. Again, I know 2 is a factor of 4. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 4 halves equals 2 also. 2 wholes. 1 and 2/8. Go to our 1. 1, 2/8. Yep. 9/8. So here's 8/8. And one more would be 9/8. So yep. 1 and 1/8. 1 and 1/8. And it looks like we've crossed off all of our x's on our line plot. And we've gone through all of our fractions there. So it is C again. Both of the teaching set 1 and 2. The answer is C. So go ahead and get to your student set number 3. Looks like you have a 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like. Oh, sorry. 1, 3. Yeah, funny. These are numbered funny. You have a 1, 3, 4, and 6. So you have a numbers 1, 3, 4, and 6. it is exactly the same as what we just did. So go ahead, when you get done with those, go ahead and post them. You can just, not post them, you could take a picture of them and send them to me through the messages. If you do it through Class Story, everybody can see it. If you do it through the messages, just I can see it. So I guess I will see you again tomorrow. Happy Wednesday.